Good morning, friends. Hello, welcome to our September tea time. It is early on a Monday morning, the final day of September, as I'm recording this. And so, this is my first cup of tea of the day. And it's a good one. I put a little too much milk, but that's okay. Let's get on into it. First, I have to go to patreon.com. I should have been more prepared before hitting record, but you know what? We're all human. The sun was streaming in this morning into our living room this morning in a very magnificent way, quite frankly. You will see it on a vlog that I'm filming today, actually. So let's see, post, tea time. Oh my gosh, I hope y'all are well. I hope things have been good for you. And let's get into these questions. So, first and foremost, we have Emma. Hi, Emma, darling. Hello, lovely Cheyenne. Hello. Can't believe it's the end of September already. It's actually my birthday today, the 27th. Oh my gosh, happy belated birthday. Happy belated birthday. How exciting. Sophie's curling up on the couch. It's a very cozy morning here. Pretty nervous for 17. Oh my gosh, you're only 17. Sweet 17. All my favorite pop punk songs are about being 17. That was my favorite thing to do when I was 17 and 18, just listen to all the songs about girls my age. Woo! How are you? What are you looking forward to over the next year-ish? What languages do you speak and which is your favorite? How about your favorite season and type of tea? Can't wait to hear your responses. I love these tea times. Thank you. I hope you have an amazing day, week, month. Thank you, darling. So, I am doing pretty okay. I had a very successful shop update yesterday. I have 205 orders to fill out this week, which is so many, but I'm so thrilled. I'm just like honored that people like the stuff I make. I keep looking at these, my little pins that I made, and I love them so much, and I'm just so excited to make more for the holidays, because I made like 21 for this shop update, and I want to make way more. I think, what am I looking forward to most over the next year? Well, Connor and I really want to work on a children's book together. That's sort of our goal for 2020, and so I was going to spend this fall doing some studies, thinking about stuff, and then we were going to work on it in earnest starting in January. And I think that will be so fun, and it'll be so amazing to work on a project like that with my darling love. And we already know what it's going to be about, and so just a matter of taking the time to stitch it all together. I think it could be really cool. I think it would be really challenging for me in a whole new medium, but I think it could be really fun. So, I think that's probably what I'm looking forward to the most. What languages do you speak and which is your favorite? So I speak Swedish and English. I used to speak like pretty damn good French because I took French for 4 years in high school, but I lost so much of it I took French for 3 years, and then I wasn't able to take it I unfortunately was not able to take it my senior year because of the way that my credits worked out. So, and like I had fulfilled my language requirement. Also, I'm probably going to be yawning a lot in this video because it is 8:27 and I haven't even had my tea yet. So, sorry in advance. So I speak Swedish and English, a little bit of French. I used to be able to have like decent conversations in French. I remember when I went to Paris, I was able to like haggle in French, which was pretty cool. Can't do that anymore. Like, I mean, I love English because English is such a unique language in that it has so many rules, and yet they can all be broken and you can still be perfectly understood. English is a very strange, difficult language, so I'm very thankful that it's my native one. And I love English a lot, but I also, obviously, Swedish is just very fun, and Swedish is very like melodic in a way that English isn't, because English is very, American English in particular, it's very sort of heavy, everything lands in a particular way. Whereas Swedish is very det låter så här och det är jättesom, it's very like bouncy. I don't know if I say bouncy in Swedish. So I'm not 100% fluent in Swedish, but we're working on it. So I want to say that English is probably my favorite just because it's my native one, but I do love Swedish a lot. And how about your favorite season and type of tea? This is my favorite season. I would say autumn, winter is my favorite season. It gets hard up here in the PNW because it gets real dark. So I've actually been looking at the Casper Glow Light, which is one of those sort of like sunrise lamps, which I think could be a huge help because right now the sun's rising at like 7:30, which is fine because that's when I get up. But it does hit a point in the winter when the sun doesn't rise until like 9, and then it's real hard to get out of bed. So this is about my favorite time of year where it's like 50 degrees. I mean, it's like we're in like the high 50s still, but like when it hits about, 50 degrees and it's cozy, but it's not so cold that you have trouble like getting dressed in the morning because you're like, I have to wear so many layers. This is good where you put on a tank top, you put on a sweater, maybe a jacket. So because even though I've lived in Seattle for 2 years, I still have a hard time. I still haven't mastered my layering game, which is surprising. I don't know. I gotta go thrifting again soon. So this sweater was thrifted actually. It's LL Bean, which is amazing. So there's actually a thrift store around the corner from here that is a completely, it's a non-profit, and so 100% of their sales, like after they've paid their employees and stuff, goes towards supporting victims of women and children who are victims of like sex trafficking, which is amazing. Or like I think sex trafficking and domestic abuse, which is incredible. And so I get a lot of really good things from there, like this sweater. I'm getting off topic, sorry. My favorite type of tea is definitely like English breakfast tea with, I only do 1 sugar now. I used to do 2, but I only do 1 sugar now and a splash of milk. So that's what I'm drinking right now. And it's my favorite. It's a huge comfort thing for me. I do also love the Celestial Seasonings honey vanilla chamomile. It is like, it's so sweet and soothing without having to put any honey or sweetener in it. So it's really good if I just want something like sweet and warm, but I maybe don't want to have, but I'm maybe like, it's 11 o'clock. I don't know if I should have or make myself like cookies right now. So I'll make myself a cup of tea. I'll make myself a cup of that tea. It's also very good for like before I go to bed. So that's that. Thank you, Emma. I hope you're having a wonderful one. And again, happy birthday. 17. You're so young. Oh my God, you're so young. I don't want to sound patronizing in any way, but I remember being 17 and you just feel, being 17 is such a particular feeling, and just know that like, you're so young. You got time to like make mistakes, learn things, do stuff. So happy birthday. You're incredible. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful week. Next up, Vienna. Vienna has left us quite a few questions. I'm very excited. Hi, Vienna, darling. Hello, Cheyenne. I hope you have a lovely week and spend happy times recording and just stay as cozy and wonderful, even if I might not be able to stick around for much longer because he sucks on my soul. Dude, I completely understand. Take care of yourself. Do what you need. I get it. I'm so thankful that you're here in any capacity. A few questions for you, my lovely dear. Well, thank you. What weather is the perfect sweater weather for you? Ooh. Okay, so kind of like today, it would be a little bit cooler, where it would maybe like, so it's like 48 out right now, and it's gonna be a high of 59. But I would love it if it was a high of like 52, 53. So I can wear like a sweater all day long and I never get warm in it. And also it would be overcast. It wouldn't be sunny like it is today, but it would be like super overcast. And a little bit drizzly, probably drizzly, like on and off drizzly, but mostly it's just overcast. We've had a couple really good overcast days, and they've just filled my soul. And I'm like, this is why I moved here. So it's very good. And then, do you want to bust out the fluffy knitted blankets now in autumn or wait for the winter to come? So, unfortunately, we have a little blanket basket actually in our fireplace where we have like 2 blankets that are pretty cozy. And we break them out pretty much every night. Connor will lie down on the couch with one, and then I will join him and we will watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine. And it's very cozy. So, might want to get, because our apartment gets real cold, so I will probably want to get some like maybe like one more big fluffy one that we can like hang on the back of the couch that's a little more decorative. Also, I've been wanting to get a new couch, but I have no reason to, but I want to get a yellow couch. Guys, I want a yellow couch. Oh, wouldn't that be amazing? I just want to make everything yellow. But, so we're breaking out the blankets now, and it's getting, it's pretty dang cozy up in here. Do you fancy fluffy boots or socks, or do you go commando for the perfect blanket to bare skin ratio? Lol, 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 lol. I think I do. I don't like, when it gets really cold, I will wear fluffy socks, but normally I do not like, or actually I don't have any fluffy socks now, they're just regular old boring socks, but I don't usually like wearing socks inside. It's a weird thing because we take our shoes off at the door, and so I'm just like, feels strange. So I usually don't wear socks inside. I also do like having bare feet to like tuck up underneath the blanket. It's a very pleasant feeling. I'm also not much of like a huge, like I like boots. I have a couple booties that I wear that I really like, but I love my Converse. I love my Converse. Unfortunately, though, it does get to a point where it is too cold to wear them. So I have like a big kind of like thicker pair of brown boots that I wear that are my like winter pair. They're a little sturdier. So what are you listening to nowadays? I personally have fallen in love with Dodie. Oh, I'm seeing Dodie in concert on Wednesday. I remember this last night, and I was like, so I'm seeing her in concert on Wednesday, and I'm so excited. I was also talking to Connor last night, and I was like, I remember in high school when I would get in line for like my favorite band, I would like go to the venue and I would get in line at like 9 a.m., 10 a.m., and we wouldn't even be the first people there, and I would just wait all day so I could be as close to the barrier as possible, and it would never matter. But, and I did that with, I did that twice with Harry Styles. So, I was talking to Connor last night. I was like, I can't do that now. I'm a grown working adult. I can't wait in line all day for an artist that I love. That's not true. Simply not true. But, I think for Dodie, just because I do have a lot of things to do this week, I'm just not going to be able to, and also the venue's smaller, so I know that I'll be able to enjoy it, and I'll probably try and get there maybe like an hour and a half before doors. We'll see how it goes. Whew. I'm sorry again for the yawning. I'm drinking my tea. So, I've basically been listening to a lot of, I've been listening to Muna. I've been listening to a little bit of Post Malone. I've been listening to Rusty Clanton, also on YouTube, because his music is made for this time of year. Also, Phoebe Bridgers. Just had her on all kinds of repeat. She's amazing. So defo Phoebe Bridgers. Who else have I been listening to? The band Camino. I've been listening to a lot of the band Camino. And I'm seeing like who's on my on repeat playlist on Spotify. Beach Bunny. Yeah, lots of Phoebe Bridgers. 1975, of course. Muna. A little bit of Ben Folds. So, nothing too thrilling. But I tend to just listen to the same music over and over again. Phoebe Bridgers is kind of my, like, of the moment. Because, again, her music is made for this time of year. It's so pretty. I think it's Strange Alps is her album title. I'm gonna need to check it. Stranger in the Alps. Phenomenal album. Let me see. Do you use emojis? I do. I don't use emojis, like, I don't use the face emojis so much, but I use a lot of the, I use, like, the flowers and the sparkles and the hearts and stuff, but I don't tend to use a lot of the, faces. I will sometimes use, like, the waterfall tears emoji. But I mostly, like, when I do smiley faces and stuff, I tend to just type them out old school style. So, but yeah, I've begun to get obsessed, and I completely blame my friend. They're fun. They're super fun. I do also love the little, like, surrounded by hearts emoji. It's very cute. I just tend to use a lot of the lovey emojis, a lot of the star emojis, and a lot of the nature emojis. I don't tend to use a lot of, like, the face ones. Is it hot cocoa season for you, or do you save the chocolate for holiday times? I actually don't drink a lot of hot cocoa. My favorite thing is mulled wine, which is basically just like spiced wine. It's so good. That's my favorite, like, autumnal drink. I do love me some hot cocoa, but hot cocoa isn't until, like, winter, and then you stir it with a candy cane. Incredible. But mulled wine is my, like, especially this time of year, it's my go-to. So I haven't made a batch yet, waiting for it to get a little bit chillier, but then Jordan Clark and I said that we were gonna have a mulled wine and cheese night. We're very excited. So, let me see. Do you write letters to people, or are you more of a call and chat person, or do you brave the realities and meet those for the elusive glomps and hugs in person? Glomps! Oh my god, I haven't heard that word in years. Oh my gosh, I haven't heard the word glomp in forever. Jeez Louise, that's amazing. Let me see. I'm definitely more of like a call and chat person, or even just a text, because I understand that a lot of the people I know and love in my life are busy and have unpredictable schedules, and so I can't always answer the phone when I ring. So I definitely text a lot more than I call. I do call my parents, of course, and my familia. I do write letters sometimes, but I always say that I want to write letters and keep up pen pals with some of my friends, but like, I don't do it as often as I should or would like, basically. So unfortunately, I don't really write letters to people. And I do love meeting my friends in person. Usually I will text them, and then we will meet in person and hang out. So particularly, like, obviously my friends that are in Houston, it's a little harder, so I will keep up with them over, like, Facebook Messenger and stuff. But I want to make sure I'm still in focus. I know that I've been leaning back a little bit. Also, the sun's out, so I might need to adjust my... No. Sorry, guys. I have to adjust my shutter speed, because it's getting a little bright out, and I don't want to be too washed out. So there we go. But yeah, no, I love meeting people in person for coffee dates and things. It's a joy. And have you had pen pals before? I have had pen pals before. I'm really bad at keeping up with it, but, like, we've exchanged a couple things, and pen pals are normally, like, my friends where I just want to write them letters and send them nice things every now and then. So, not like... I've been meaning to send stuff to Mona K for a really long time. I actually have, like, an envelope and stuff in this incredible letter that she sent me a while ago, that I've been meaning to respond. Like, she sent me over a year ago, that I've been wanting to respond to. Maybe I'll get to it at some point. Who knows? So, but that's fine. And what tickles you pink? What soothes your soul? Do you like apple pie? What's on your mind? Oh my goodness. Okay, so what tickles me pink? What a lovely, strange expression. This might be a little sappy, but I really like it when Connor kisses me right here, because it makes me feel like... It makes me feel like all that. It makes my heart turn into, like, the pink sparkly emoji. So, if we're talking about tickled pink, Probably that. I also love seeing people out in the world that are very clearly a part of like some sort of film, kind of like a film of their life. You know how sometimes you see people that are like very clear characters and you think to yourself, I am definitely background talent in whatever movie they're going on. Like sometimes I'll see really cool teens, or I'll see just people that are dressed in very interesting ways, or people that have a cool dynamic, and I'm like, y'all are definitely some part of really cool indie film. I hope it's going great for you. I don't know, that stuff makes me really happy too. I also love seeing friends take pictures of each other for their social media. Like, where they're clearly posing up against like a hedge wall or something, and one of the friends is like down on the ground like trying to get the angles and stuff, and the other friend is just like working the camera. That stuff makes me so happy. So that's probably some of the stuff that tickles me pink. What soothes my soul? Good cup of tea. Good cup of tea. Good music. Video games. Video games are so relaxing for me, even though some of the video games I play are a little more like high stress. Like Hollow Knight's pretty stressful, but it's so fun. Freaking love video games. So probably video games. And of course tea and like Connor and Sophie and other wonderful things. Connor's very good at soothing my soul, actually. I love him very dearly. He's sitting in the other room, so.
I'm glad to hear it.
I love you, honeybee.
Love you too.
He's working on code things. He's gotten he's very good at it now, and I don't understand a lot of the things he does, but I'm very proud of him. Do I like apple pie? Duh. Who doesn't like apple pie? What kind of question is that? I love apple pie. Actually, I'm planning on making one sometime soon. What's on your mind? Editing this, getting this up for you guys. I'm vlogging today, so I'm thinking about that. Thinking about all the orders I have to pack, but letting myself kind of... I'm not going to start doing that until tomorrow, just because I have some things that I need to get out of the way today. And I think that's also this tea and the fact that I have therapy in like... I gotta leave for therapy in like an hour, but I think therapy's been going really well, so I'm looking forward to it. I'm also looking forward to going to Miro, which is my favorite tea shop that's right down the street from my therapist's office, which is where I always go afterwards, and I get myself a matcha latte and I get a salad, and it's always delightful. So that's also probably what I'm thinking about. I love you, and I know you were doing so well, and hope you keep up the good work and just stay brilliant like you taught me to. Oh, bye, 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 goodbye, my darling. What an angel, dear. I love you so much, Vienna. You're wonderful. I hope you have a beautiful day. Thank you so much. Manal. Hello again, my love. Hi, darling Cheyenne. Hi. How are you doing? Pretty good. Pretty good. Feeling okay. Feeling rested. Feeling, cozy, which is always nice. Feeling really happy with how well my shop update went, and feeling pretty good. I'm doing pretty well. Cold weather is in fact on its way. It is. How do you deal with seasonal affective disorder? Would you have any advice to give to those struggling with it? Ooh, okay. So I definitely I would say it was really hard my first year here because I spent a lot of time alone, and also the medication I was on stopped working. So the first winter I was here was really tough, and I would say that the thing that helps the most is getting out of the house. So even though it's like dark and gloomy and stuff, I found that just getting out of my tiny dark apartment and just walking around and just sort of being in like the world and breathing fresh air and working in coffee shops, meeting up with friends more often, just like getting out of my house helped a lot. I did also get a little happy light, which is basically just like a lamp that mimics sunlight, and I would keep that on for like 30 minutes a day while I was working at my desk. because my apartment got so dark because I had this really big tree outside that basically blocked all the sunlight, so my apartment was just very dim. So I would say definitely getting out and maybe get a happy light if you're thinking about it. So there's like so many different ones on the internet, but yeah, I think the main thing is just kind of getting out and walking around and being in the world and feeling the fresh air on your face and feeling the cold brisk of the morning air, all that good stuff. I have any music recs for right now. Phoebe Bridgers, Strangers in the Alps. Or Stranger in the Alps. Yep, that's probably my favorite album right now. It's amazing. Also, Waiting Room by her is phenomenal. It's on like a compilation album. But definitely Phoebe Bridgers. She's my fave. She's my favorite now. Also the 1975, but I'll always recommend the 1975. But right now, it's Phoebe Bridgers. She's incredible. How do you keep yourself motivated for projects that essentially have no consequences if you don't finish them? Aha! This is something I'm working on. So this is personal projects, which is something that, honestly, I'm really bad at taking seriously because I will let other things take priority because, of course, like my shop, creating product for my shop, all that stuff, one would think that, like, that would take priority because it's, you know, that's like stuff that brings in tangible money. But personal projects are really important. I've heard this from so many artists, and like I remember I posted on here a long time ago about like I wanted to make a zine or I wanted to make like a small book, which is something that I still want to do, but I have a hard time slotting it in between other things that are immediately like profitable or other things that have like money riding on the line. So I was saying that, like, I think Andy J. Pizza was talking about how when it comes to personal projects, like, it's gotta be shit that gets you so amped that it basically makes you rocket out of bed in the morning. Like, of course, the journey is tumultuous and there's ups and downs and stuff, but for the most part, like, personal projects and things that you work on should just be stuff that you're just really psyched about and that you're really excited about. And personal projects are important. And, like, yes, you have to slot them in between other things that have, like, money currently riding on them, but they are important to pursue. And so, for me, I think it's less so... I think for me, it's more the motivation to start and to, like, get the schedule down. But, like, I'm thinking about Misadventure May, or, like, even things like Inktober. There's no consequences if you don't finish them. And so I think it's about... Again, this is something that I am struggling with. I think it's about taking yourself seriously and sort of like coming into agreement with yourself where, like, obviously you want to walk the line and saying to yourself that, like, you want to finish this thing, but you also don't want to be cruel to yourself in the process or unforgiving, and so you want to leave room for kindness and self-compassion, which is actually the thing that I'm working on with my therapist, is kind of finding that line between... is finding, like, sort of like a stern self-compassion where you talk to yourself kindly, you're very loving, you don't beat yourself up, you're not cruel, but at the same time, you are also very sort of stern, and you're like, this is the work that needs to get done. And so I think that for me, it's more of a keeping going once I start. And so I think it's less of a motivation thing and more of like a priority thing. Sorry, I'm just watching a spider on the telephone lines outside. He is getting whipped all around, poor thing. So I think that yeah, you gotta stay motivated about your projects. Like, you gotta be excited about them if you want to keep working on them. I think it's the main thing. And I mean, like, you also have to, I guess, maybe make the consequences more real and tangible. Like, if you don't finish this, you're going to be incredibly disappointed in yourself, which is a shitty feeling that most people want to avoid. So, I think maybe make sure that it's something that gets you really psyched make the consequences a little more weighty in your mind, and be kind and stern. Be kind yet disciplined when it comes to talking to yourself through this sort of like weird thing. Like, I'm not doing Inktober this year because frankly I got so much other shit going on in October that I gotta work on. I don't got time. But for instance, that zine that I wanted to do and Connor and I's book, like, these are personal projects that are important and that I want to do. Also setting up deadlines for yourself and sticking to them. Also another thing that I'm getting better at, but I'm still not the best at. But setting up deadlines for yourself and sticking to them. And when you don't stick to them, you mark it as a fail. You don't, like, you're not cruel to yourself, but like, you see it in kind of your history and you're like, this is a fail. And it feels bad. So I think it really just all comes down to taking yourself more seriously, which is something that I'm still working on. So you and I are gonna figure this out, Manal. I believe in us. Ooh. Ooh. I'm just going to have another sip of tea. Pardon me. Any fun recipes you'd want to share or have tried out recently? Oh. So there's this roasted cauliflower orzo salad. The recipe is from the kitchen. If you look up roasted cauliflower orzo salad and you look for the one that has roasted cauliflower, pine nuts, and parsley, and it's from thekitchen.com, that stuff is amazing. It is so easy to throw together. It's super filling and it's delicious, and it makes this huge batch that just lasts like days. So that one, it's kind of the only thing on my mind. I also just want to make more things with gourds because it's a gourd season. So I would love to make more things with gourds. And I haven't been making a lot of exciting food lately, if I'm being honest with you. I do want to make pie. I'm not like pie. I've always been like a cupcake, cookie gal, but I want to make pie this year. So I want to make me a good short crust and short crust, pie crust. Make myself a good apple pie, maybe a pear pie, because someone in this household loves pear pie.
I really do.
He really does. So I would love to make a pear pie. And of course apple pie and like just lots of fruit pies. His dad actually made blueberry pie while he was here and it was so good. So pie, I want to make more of it. If you would talk to your 17-year-old self, what would you say? Oh man. Okay, I'm 17. Oh. I'm 17. My first ever boyfriend has just dumped me. And I'm in my senior year of high school. Oh man, 17 was rough. I would tell her that I would tell her to spend more time with, I would tell her to not try and date oddly, because it doesn't go well. Oddly's one of my best friends from back home. We dated for like 3 days and it did not go well. I would tell her to, oh man, I would tell her that it's gonna suck for a while, but this breakup and this heartbreak will do wonders for your art, which is true. It did. Because it was my first heartbreak, and so I think it just sort of like cracked open another layer of like vulnerability in me. I don't know what's happening with my voice right now. which is like a weird perspective thing, but like, I would just hold her, kiss her on the head. Oh, 17 is so hard. It was for me. It's not for everybody, but it was for me. Also, I like how this is full circle to the beginning of our tea time today. I would tell her that I love her. I would tell her that I love her so much, and that I would tell her that Eurydice is going to be amazing. Eurydice is going to be amazing. I would tell her that it's going to be okay. Tell her that things aren't as... See, like, the thing is that I experienced so many, like, huge kind of, like, emotional growth moments when I was 17, and I don't want to diminish those in any way. I think that ultimately I would just tell her, like, stuff is gonna suck, but stuff's gonna suck for a while, but ultimately, like, you're going to be okay, and you will meet so many incredible, awesome people in college. I would tell her that her and Emerald are going to become, like, best friends. Her face would just, like, she would be like, what are you talking about? Emerald and I were not friends in high school, but we became very good friends in college. And I would also tell her it's okay to be weird. And it's okay to be weird in, like, a genuinely odd way. And, yeah. And I'll just tell her it's going to be fine. It's going to be hard. And it's going to be confusing. And it's going to be difficult. And Keenan's a dick. Don't worry about him, darling. He's not worth your tears. Yeah, I'll just tell her that it's going to be okay. And that, you will meet people who will truly love you and cherish you for exactly who you are. And you don't have to, and you won't have to pretend. So. And then I would hug her and make her a cup of tea, and she would be like, what? Because I would get her started on this earlier, because I didn't discover this until, like, my senior year of college, so mistake. That's probably what I would tell her. Just let her know it's gonna be okay, and that I love her a lot. And she's wonderful, and the people at the school don't know jack shit. So, also my battery's about to die, so this is perfect timing. Thank you so much, Manal. I love you so much. You guys are incredible. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you've had a wonderful September, and you have a beautiful October, and I will talk to you soon. Bye! Mwah! Bye, y'all. Oh, there we go.